Hello students of Class 12 CBSE Computer Science with Python. Welcome to TechBox 247. In this video, we are going to learn about the networking topologies. So in the previous videos, I have taught you the computer networking topics. So you can go and watch the video link which I have given under the description over there. So hope all the videos are useful for you. So you can go and learn from the link which is given below. So if you have not yet subscribed my channel, please subscribe it. If you are watching my channel for the first time, kindly share and subscribe this channel. Okay, so let us move on to the video quickly. So first of all, what is meant by network topology? So a topology is an art of connecting different computers in the network. So we are going to connect the different computers inside the network. That is called as a topology. So they have meant that topology is the art of connecting the different computers. So the way in which the computers or devices are physically interconnected to form a network is called as topology. So in the definition part, you can say that what is meant by topology. So the topology is the way in which the computers or any other devices are physically interconnected. So why it is physically interconnected? To form a network. That network is called as a topology. Okay. So see the next point. It defines the layout or structure of the computer network that defines the pattern of all devices connected to each other. So it specifies some patterns how those networks are getting connected. Okay. So let us move on to the next type, that is types of topologies. So we have 5 basic network topologies. One is star topology, the next is bus or linear topologies, and ring or circular topologies, tree topology, and mesh topology. Okay, let us see all those things line by line now. So first is called as star topology. So in star topology, each node is directly connected to a hub or a switch. So we have already saw the networking devices in the previous networking videos. So if you have not yet watched those videos, don't know about what is hub or a switch, you can go and watch the video link below. Okay. So in the first point, they are trying to say that in star topology, each node is directly connected to the hub or a switch. So if any node has to send any information to any other node, it sends the signal to the hub or a switch. So after that, the switch or a hub will be transmitting the messages to the destination node. Okay. So the star topology uses separate cable for each node workstation. So this star topology is using the separate cable for each computers or a workstation. So the cable connects the node to a central device typically called as hub. So this cable is getting connected to what? The central device. So one central device that is called as a hub. So it is one of the most commonly used topology. So whenever the computer networking type of question comes, so the case study based questions, so they will be asking you which type of topology this network can be connected. So you can write star topology in most of the cases, as because it is one of the most commonly used topologies. So nodes are not connected directly to each other. So here the nodes is nothing but the computers. Okay, so here the computers are not connected directly to each other in this type of topology. Instead of that, they are connected to the central device called as hub or a switch. So the next point is information or a data set by the computer is received by the hub or a switch. So this is nothing but send. Okay, I have made a mistake. So the data which is sent by the computer is received by hub or a switch, which then determines which node that data needs to be sent. Okay, this hub or a switch will determine on which device the destination of the message is to be reached. So this is the picture of star topology. So this is called as a hub. Okay, this central computer is acting as a hub or a switch. So in which each computers are sending the messages to this computer. After this hub or a switch will be fixing on which computer it needs to send the messages. So advantages of this is it is easy to install and update, and it is easy to diagnose the fault in star topology, and hence it is easy troubleshooting. So we can able to easily diagnose the errors inside the star topology. If one link fails, the network can still function. So what it means, if the one link fails, still we can connect it. Okay, if one link is getting failed, so suppose if this link is getting failed, what happens? So the remaining link will be getting worked off. So the remaining computers can send the messages to each other. And it is considered as a robust network, and it is very fast, so it is considered as what? Robust network. And it is easy to add any new node. If you want to add any new node, so you can add it here. Okay, so to adding any new nodes is very easy here, and it is less expensive also. Okay, it is considered less expensive. And let us see the disadvantages of this star topology. Failure of hub or a switch leads to failure of entire network. For example, if this hub or a switch is getting failed, now the total system is getting failed, so we cannot able to send the messages to and from the computer. That is not that much easy. Okay, so that's why they are saying that the failure of the hub or a switch leads to the failure of entire network. It requires long cable to connect each node to the central device. So to connect it to the central device, hub or a switch, so it needs a long cable to connect. Okay, so that is called as one disadvantages. Performance of entire network depends upon the central device. So according to the central device only, so the performance of the entire network is getting depending upon. If the central device is slow, then the total network performance is slow. If the network under the central device is good, then the performance of the entire network will be considered good. Hope you will understand this. So let us move on to the bus topology. So it is considered one of the simplest topology used for the network. So they are saying that bus topology is the simplest topology. In bus topology, all the nodes are connected to each other through a single main cable called as backbone. Okay, here all the nodes, that means all the computers are connected to each other through one single main cable. So that single main cable is called as a backbone of that topology. So if any node has to send information to any other node, it sends the signal to the backbone. Okay, so if any computer needs to send any information to any other computer on that part of the topology, so it should send the signal to the backbone. So that signal will be traveled to entire length of the backbone and is received by the node for which it is intended. Okay, so the signal which is sent from the node is traveling to the entire length of the backbone. Okay, so after that it is received only by the node on which is considered as a destination node. Okay, hope you all understand this bus topology. Advantages. Before going to the advantages, see the picture of bus topology. So this is considered as a backbone. Okay, this long line, this long cable is considered as a backbone. Okay, if this computer A wants to send the messages to computer B, so then this signal is getting sent from this computer to this backbone. After that, the signal is sent through this backbone, and finally when it reaches this computer, then the message is sent to this B computer. Okay, hope you all understand. Let us see the advantages. It is easy to install, and it requires less cable length, and hence it is cost effective, and failure of node does not affect the network. So if any node is getting failed, so the network is not getting affected. If this computer is getting not working, then the remaining nodes will be working as it is, and best suited for small area, that is small network, that is considered as LAN, local area network, and it is easily expandable. So we can expand this as like a star topology. And when coming to the disadvantages, in case of a cable backbone fault, so in case any backbone is getting fault, the entire network goes down. So that is that if the backbone, the central unit which is here is backbone, this is a very important things to act to send the messages to and from the computer. But if this backbone is getting failed, what happens? We cannot send the messages here to here or here to here. Okay. So in case of cable fault, the entire network goes down. At a time, only one node can transmit the data. Okay. Not suitable for large network, and though it is a simple design, it is difficult to diagnose the fault. So here it is very simple in the design, but there is a difficulty to check and diagnose the errors. And here the data loss is high, considered as high, and it has slow network. Okay. So the next type of topology is ring topology. In ring or a circular topology, all connector nodes form a circular path. So ring or a circular, the name itself says that it is like a ring or a circular. So it forms a circular path. Each node is connected to its two neighboring nodes. Okay, let us see the ring topology. So it is in the form of a ring, right? So each nodes are line by line. Yes, so each node is having the two neighboring nodes. So this computer A is having the neighboring nodes like this B and C. So likewise it goes on for all the other computer nodes. So in ring topology, every computer is connected to the next computer in the ring, and each transmitted signal what it receives from the previous computer. So line by line it is transmitting the signal and sending the messages line by line from one computer to another computer. The messages flow around the link in one direction. So suppose the message is sending from this computer to this computer, B computer. So this sends messages to this computer, and this computer will be sending the messages to this computer. So this is how it receives. Okay, so it flows in one direction. The messages flow is around only one direction. The information sent by the node transmits from one node to another node until it reaches to destination node. Okay, until it is reaching the destination node. So this transmission is going on through the ring. Let us see the advantages. It is easy to install and configure. Okay, and it is easy to detect the problem also. So easy in troubleshooting, and it is maintenance is very easy, and all the data flows in one direction, that is called unidirectional, which is reducing the chance of packet or data collisions. Okay, so all the data are transmitting in only one direction, so there is not having any chance of data collisions or any packet collisions. So it is considered as high speed communication network, and each node has equal access to resources. Okay, each node is having equal access to the remaining resources. When coming to the disadvantages of ring topology, the entire network will be impacted if one workstation is shut down. That means that if one computer, that means if one node in the ring topology is not working, so the entire thing is getting affected. So that is the main disadvantages. All data being transferred over the network must pass through each workstation on the network, which can make the network slower than star topology. So each and every workstation is getting connected between each other. So all the data being transferred is transmitting from one computer to another computer, and which makes the network slower, which is compared to star topology. And it is less secure network, as because it is sending the messages to all the computers, so the data is not secure. Okay, so it is considered as a less secure network, and it is considered as expensive network as it uses expensive components to establish the network. So it is using the expensive components to install it, so it is considered as an expensive network. The next topology is tree topology. So tree topology is a combination of bus and star topologies. Okay, so hence it is a combination of bus and star topology. So this is named as star bus topology. So it is used to combine multiple star topologies. So we can combine multiple star topologies to form a tree topology. It is a topology which is not commonly used, and devices at lower level are connected to the devices at the higher level, which looks like a tree structure. So at a higher levels of the tree, point-to-point or point-to-multipoint connections are used. So let us see the tree topology here. So see here we are having the tree topology. So it creates a parent-child hierarchy, as there can be one connection between two nodes, and two nodes can have one mutual connections. Okay, so we are having two nodes here, and in these two nodes we are having one mutual connections here. On each of the thing we are having two nodes, and that two nodes is having one mutual connections. So this hierarchy is called as a parent-child hierarchy. Okay, as there can be one connection between two nodes, and two nodes can have one mutual connections. So all these things are connected to one bus topology. This is the backbone. So it is a combination of bus and the star topology. So this is called as a star topology. This simple thing is called as a star topology, and this is bus topology. So it is a combination of bus and star. Okay, see here, so we are having the hub or a switch here, and it is connected to two nodes, and we are having the main cable which is acting as a backbone. So we are having the backbone in the bus topology. So here we can see that it is a combination of both star topology and the bus topology in clear. So that's why it is called as a star bus topology. Advantages is it is most suitable for large networks. Okay, when we are using the large networks, we can use this bus star topology, and even if one network fails, the other network remains connected and working. So if one network is getting failed, suppose if this is getting failed, so the remaining things are working still, as because we are having the other connections in the main cable. So it is considered as a flexible network, as because new node can be added easily. So we can add in as much as networks through this backbone. Okay, we can add any other nodes here. How many nodes we can add? We can add here and here. Okay, we can extend the network like this. So that's why we are saying it is considered as flexible network, as because new node can be added easily without interrupting the whole network, and it provides highly secure network. Okay, it's considered as highly secure network. Then too, it is not commonly used, and it has come on to the disadvantages. If bus cable is disconnected, suppose the bus cable which is your backbone, when this backbone of this network is getting fault or disconnected, the individual network will only work. So that star topology alone will work and communicate, but outside network they cannot work and communicate. Okay, so here we can say that in this tree topology, if the main cable is getting any fault or it is disconnected, then this is working and this is working separately. So each of the nodes are getting working. That means each of the star topology alone will work and send the messages with each other. Okay, it mainly depends on central cable or backbone, which if fails may stop the working of entire network. Higher level node failure may affect the next level node performance. If the hub is getting failed, then the two nodes cannot able to send any messages to hub. Okay, so it is more expensive and complex here, and it is having a tough maintenance due to large number of components and cables. It needs large number of cables and it needs more components to connect, so it is very tough to maintain, and it is considered as most expensive and complex device. And the next topology is mesh topology. In mesh topology, all the nodes are connected to every other node individually. Okay, so each and every nodes are connected to other nodes in separate. So each node is capable to send and receive the information to and from the another node. So very easy. So they can send and receive the information. Okay. Generally, mesh topology does not implement any central server or hub or any switch. So it doesn't need any of these things like a central server, hub or a switch. The connections in mesh topology can be wired or wireless. So you can use this mesh topology with wired or wireless. So this is the picture of mesh topology. So see here, each nodes are connected with each other and like a star topology only, but in star topology we can connect each of the computers with only hub, but in the mesh topology all the nodes of the computers are getting connected with each other. See here, all the nodes of the computers are connected with each other like this, and each can send and receive the messages. So the advantages of mesh topology is, it is a robust network as failure of any node does not affect the entire network communication. If there is any failure of any node, if this computer is getting failed, so the remaining computers will be getting sending the messages to and from the computer. So it is considered as robust network, and new node can be easily added without interrupting the network communication. So we can add any new node inside it without interrupting any other network communication. So it can able to manage high amount of traffic very easily. So it is connected with each other, all the nodes are connected with each other and to the hub also. So it can able to manage the high amount of traffic also, and it is considered as a scalable network as there is no central server, hub or switch or router. So each node can act as a router here. So in mesh topology, each node is acting as a router. Okay, so as because we are not having any other central devices like hub or a switch, so it provides high security and privacy. Okay, so this is considered as an advantages. And when coming to the disadvantages of mesh topology, it consumes more power. So it consumes more power as each node is treated as a router and it is active for all the time. So all the node is acting as a router. Okay, so that's why it is consuming more power as it is active for all the time throughout the network, and it is difficult to install and maintain due to its complexity. Okay, and it is considered as expensive network as it has many components and installation is very complex. So it is considered as very expensive network, and it is a complex network as each node is connected to every other node and hence it needed many connections. So each node is connected with hub also, and each nodes are connected with each other. So it needs more connections and it needs more cables. So it is considered as very complex network. So hope all understand the types of topologies and what is meant by the topologies. So let us meet on the next class with next new topic under the computer networking. Until then, study well. Thank you.